Well, over the past several days, we've looked at what it takes to make wine, from a grape on the vine to wine in a bottle, and how agriculture affects the winemaking process.
Now, this morning we're looking at the sales and distribution of Missouri wine.
At Kell Winery in Oronogo, Missouri, owner Irv Langen says his business does very little advertising and relies heavily on word of mouth.
You guys stay pretty busy year-round, or is there sort of an off-season?
You know, normally I would tell you that Dave, in the past, our January and Februarys were very slow. We had some of the best days that we ever had last year, or this last year, January and February. I meant the best sales days without functions, you know, weddings or receptions or whatever. We'll have the fires going here, the fireplace outside, and we're just packing people in.
Packing people in for a taste of locally made wine.
There's some good legs on this.
But Kell's head winemaker Andrew Pennington says he sees a peak in business during the fall and spring because those seasons correlate with the harvest and processing months. Kell's wine is sold at places other than its retail outlet. It's also supplied to several area businesses, including Caldone's restaurant in Joplin and at Pistol Creek in Carthage.
Why don't you sell it to more places now?
It's really just a volume issue. We try to keep our quality as high as possible and keep our quantity up. And sometimes you got to watch this. Sometimes more is not better. So we try just to get more wine. If I had sold too much wine to other retailers, other commercial markets, I would run out of wine for people up here. And there's really such a big tourism drive with Missouri wineries. You really have to support your outlet before you can do expansion. But that's why we're planting more vineyards and growing more grapes, and it's a slow process.
At White Rose Winery in Carthage, Missouri, owner James O'Hara says his establishment is fairly busy all year long. O'Hara sets a yearly goal to produce 5,000 gallons of wine, which he says translates to 25,000 bottles or 2,000 cases. It may sound like a lot, but to expand sales beyond the winery, that's not the case.
You know, one of the problems wineries have, especially, you know, small wineries like ours are, is that the major distributors usually want 2,000 or 3,000 cases. And, you know, that's, for us, that's a maximum production.
O'Hara says because of that demand from major distributors, he only sells his wine at White Rose in Carthage.
So the small wineries have a great problem in marketing. They're pretty much driven to expand their own sales through generating their own business and their own marketing rather than go through a distributor.
One marketing tool O'Hara utilizes is a wine club. He says it's non-contractual, just mutual trust.
They tell me they're going to, over the course of the year, consume a certain amount of wine, and so they get a discount based on that.
Something O'Hara says is helpful.
They may only drink a bottle of wine a month, but that's still a bottle of wine a month that you know is regularly going to go to somebody.
To learn more about the White Rose Winery, you can head over to our website at KOAMTV.com a little later this morning.
Well, coming up, how to taste wine like the pros, including tips you might not believe, like actually not drinking the wine. We'll be right back.